Hi guys, Jenny here and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we'll be making a Leche Flan. This dessert is very popular here in the Philippines and it is normally served when there's a special occasion. Growing up, I thought it was actually difficult but it could not be easier. So if you want to know how to make this, just stick around and I'll show you how it's done. Now let's get into the video. So, the first step is to separate the yolks of 10 large eggs. I'm not going to be using the whites, but I don't suggest that you throw those away. You can make an omelette, a meringue, or just freeze those for later use. And then to the egg yolks, we're going to add a splash of vanilla extract, evaporated milk, and condensed milk. And it's all just a matter of mixing everything together until they're all well combined. When the milk and the yolks are one homogeneous mix, I strained it just to make sure that everything is silky and smooth. 1 to 2 goes of straining should be good, but making a third go is not so bad just to be safe. And this is basically our flan mix. At this point, let's head over to the stove to make some caramel. For the caramel, I'm just combining some sugar and water in a saucepan and stirring them around until most sugar has dissolved. And then I'll turn on the stove to medium heat and just wait for this to boil and become a deep amber color. So just make sure not to burn it because it's going to taste better. The rule of thumb when making caramel is to never leave the pan because it can quickly go from perfect to burnt. So even if it takes a while, just be patient and wait for it. Now this caramel looks about ready. We can head over back to the counter for the next step. So, I'm just dividing the caramel that I've made into these 3 large llaneras. So it looks very runny, but if you give it 5 minutes to cool down, the caramel will actually harden like a candy, and that is what we want. So just move the llaneras around to make sure that the entire bottom is covered. Over here is a small steamer that we have, and I'm gonna be using this to cook the leche flan. And I thought it would be a good idea to put the llaneras inside the steamer before pouring the mix, but boy was I wrong because I forgot something which you will see in a little while. When filling the llaneras, I like to make them almost to the top just to make sure that the leche flan would come out nice and thick. And here goes my third llanera, and this is the part where I realized what I forgot. So I'm gonna be using a steamer to cook this, and what happens is, when using a steamer, you have to use a lid just to contain all the heat and all the water evaporating collects on the lid, and then it falls down into the flan, which ruins the texture, and we don't want that. So I took them out of the steamer and covered them with aluminum foil. When covering them with aluminum foil, you want to make sure that it is nice and tight just to make sure that no vapor would come inside, which will ruin the texture of your leche flan. And all that's left to do is to put on a lid and steam this for about 30 to 45 minutes. Check at the 40-minute mark. If it comes out clean, you know it's done. Alternatively, you can use ramekins if you don't have any llanera. This recipe makes about 5 to 6 4-ounce ramekins, and you can also cook them in the same manner that we cook a creme brulee, in a water bath. So you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then put the ramekins in a baking dish, fill it with boiling water, and then bake them for about 30 to 45 minutes as well. Personally, I prefer the steaming method because my oven has hot spots, so the flans don't cook all at the same time, but you make it work with what you have. Once the flan is cooked, give it about an hour to cool to room temperature before serving. Run a knife across the edges to help release the flan from the mold. And that's it guys, I hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that notification bell below so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on my next video. Bye-bye!